Alright, let's talk about one of the possibly most useful functions that we have in Excel, the SumProduct function. So, the SumProduct kind of acts like a dot product on two arrays. Okay? If you're not familiar with the dot product, that's okay. I encourage you to go watch our video though. Anyway, the syntax is equals SumProduct of, and then array 1, comma, array 2, comma, and you can have more, but for the most part we're going to focus only on two arrays. Okay? First rule, they all have to be the same size. Okay? And what happens is you take your two arrays, and maybe they're just columns, right? And you multiply them together. You multiply each item by the item in the other array that matches it. Okay, then you just sum all of them up. So like here, the sum product A1 to A5 and B1 to B5. You do A1 times B1 plus A2 times B2 plus A3 times B3 plus A4 times B4 plus A5 times B5. Okay, you're just squishing together. All right, but you can also do sum product on like square arrays, right? So A1, B2, C1 to D2, and it does A1, C1, B1, D1, A2, C2, B2, D2. Okay, and that's how the sum product works. So let's go look at an example. So here, this is part of that order table that we used when we first were using VLOOKUP. And this is for a single customer order. All right, they've got some products. They've got different quantities of the items. And each item has a unit weight and a unit price. So a logical question would be, well, what's the total weight and what's the total price? Right? And our first thought would be to use the sum, right? Equals the sum of those four. But that's only the total of the unit weights, right? That's not the weight of the whole thing, because we're getting two of some items. So what we could do is we could add a new column, right? Call it line weight. And maybe this line weight would be the unit weight times the quantity, right? And we can do that, and that gives us weights for that line, and then we could sum that up, right? Do the sum, equals sum of those line weights. And that's great. That does get us to the right answer. But we want to use the sum product. So if we use the sum product feature here, and we do the quantity column, comma, the unit weight column. Remember, we just said sum product, it takes the first of each, multiplies them, adds that to the second that are multiplied, and so on. And we hit enter, and we see our unit weight is 30.12, which is the same as if we did it the long way. All right, now we logically want to do that for the unit price as well, but we don't need to use this way. So let's try just copying it over, right? But if we look here, oh no, we didn't use our cell referencing correctly. So let's go back, and this is interesting. You can actually use F4 here by just clicking on this, and we want the absolute column referencing, right? We want to reference that column. And so now we've got the column quantity referenced. So when we copy it over, we see we're now doing quantity times the price. And so that's going to give us the line price and the sum of them all in one step. And so the total price for this order is $380.94, and the total weight is 30.12 pounds. There you go. That's how we can use the sum product function. I hope you see its usefulness. Certainly, I see plenty of uses for it, and I hope to see you in the next video to talk about other interesting functions.